Hey Alley Cats! Welcome back to my Pretty Bad Girl beat tutorial. You are now watching part 2. If you have not checked out part 1 yet, make sure you click the link in the description box to check that out. Some very important info on how I came up with the concept of the song. So let's get back into it. We talked about the intro talk. There is another sample from a Mint Condition song called I'm Ready, and you already saw the process of how we did it, and this is how it sounds. Recorded that.
So you do want to be prepared, and just if you love it, keep that in mind.
Okay, so let's get into the song now. Okay, this is where everything just starts kind of flowing. I am from the South. I am from South Florida. Okay, I love my booty bass. I love booty. I love bass and snare. Hard 808 and a clean snare. So we start off with a nice kick. As you can see, this kick is a wave. Y'all, I'm not gonna get into why I did it this way because that's another video, okay? But basically what I did was I recorded a kick using the keyboard, and then I put a kick gate on it to give it a nice full bassy sound. I hope it can pick up the quality for you guys, but it's the kind of bass sound that vibrates your car. When the windows rolled up, you can feel it. That's what I wanted in my song. If you want to know how to do the kick gate, just look up a YouTube video, and that's how I did it, basically. So I just want to be like boom, 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 boom. So that's what we got. This is the first verse, by the way. We have 808. That's like the punchy. It's not so dispersed like the kick was. It's very punchy. This is a drum kit with a lot of different drum sounds that I dragged into Battery. So I imported these kind of like we did the sample, but it was already a preset drum kit. You can buy them online or wherever. This is like kicks and 808. And then we have hi-hats. There's a snare. Oh, here's a snare. For the 808, well, I used D. So this mimicked the kick. So I love layering, you guys. I really love layering similar sounds to make them my own, to make them unique, and to also bring out the character and make the sound really full. So I layered, that vibrating your car sound with something that was punchy. So we get, and the sound quality most likely isn't coming out for you guys, but think of Rick Ross. Think of like South, like that's the sound I was going for, and I feel like I got pretty close, for a girl sitting up in her apartment in LA figuring it out on her own. I think I got pretty close. And the snare is just a regular in between the beat, and then towards the end I said I always like to double it up or change it up towards the end of the measure. So we get, gotta have that. And Ali and Young Lee songs, we have to have that, you guys. If the song doesn't have that, I'm just like, I need something here. And then we also went ahead and put in some claps. I used, let's see which claps I used, you guys. So again, I am layering 2 claps. I have to, like, it just makes it sound fuller and unique. So And again, you know, I like to make a lot of my beats kind of offbeat a little bit, and that's characteristic of down south music. It's not completely like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then we have the main component of Pretty Bad Girl is this mute plug sound, and I think it's the sound that makes the song memorable and gets stuck in your head, along with that lyrics. I don't mean to brag, I'm pretty bad. It is the mute plug, and that is an instrument that I pulled from ESX24. Great, cool little tool. Okay, so you would pull it up just like you did before. You're gonna go to add an instrument, software, click on that piano arrows and ESX24. And then you're going to, in order to select an instrument, you're going to click on this little button here, and it was under factory. Was it Synth Sounds? Yes. Synth Sounds mute plug. Okay. And then what I did next was, I just always am looking for ways to make the sound mine and unique, and not just so standard, not the standard way that it comes. So you can see here in the one that's already completed, I added some equalizer, whatever you call it, to make it, I like to say more bright or clear. That's kind of what I like eq for. And then I use a doubler effect to make it sound fatter and reverby. My advice, use whatever freaking plugins that make it sound cool. Do it. No, there's no rules. Like, there's no rule books that say you can't do it. And this is what we get. So I basically played out. So, and then you play it backwards. Forwards, and then backwards. Okay, so this one has effects and again, layering. So I copied it. This one doesn't have the effects on it, but that makes it sound less reverby and more punchy, because I didn't want that lead melody to be so reverby. I still wanted it to be punchy, but I wanted it to kind of resonate. So you see how that sounds more punchy? This reminds me of like West Coast. Does it, you guys? I don't know, because I grew up in South Florida, and like, I'm just trying to make a song here. The second half of the verse, I like to pump it up a notch and add some new elements just to keep the listener interested. And if you're telling a story, it helps to move your story along. So with that same mute plug, we added a octave up. Is it at least an octave? So this only comes in on the second half of the first verse. And I wanted to make the first part of the verse a little plain and basic and then pump it up. So now we add the hi-hats. I feel like hi-hats make the song, you're setting it off, now it's turning up now. I just dun dun da 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 dun dun da 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 da. So I try to play it as close as I can. Then, like I did with some of the other ones, I just come and fix them until I get the sound I hear in my head. That's how I work, y'all. You don't have to be a trained drummer. It's a lot harder if you're not, or a trained keyboardist or whatever. You can still make it happen because of this beautiful Logic program. We're done with the verse, okay? We're almost done, you guys, I promise. So now we're getting into the chorus, which is the pink area. I also added a hi-hat, or a faster paced hi-hat in the chorus. I also changed the type of instrument for the hi-hat, or the sound, because I wanted it to stand out more. Like I said before, I feel like the song needs to build, and then the chorus, you want to feel turned up at this point. So we got the hi-hat at a faster pace. It sticks out a little bit more. Next is a very important probably the most important part of the song. It is the sampling of Stokely's voice where he is saying pretty and bad girl. Okay?